This is definitely a monster of a pistol here. What the fuck is up, guys? I'm back and I'm gonna be making a video on the new weapons that came out about a couple days ago. So it seems like all the nerfs and buffs settled down, so we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. So no graphs here, I'm just gonna be showing you the market and comparing the stats like that. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the melee. For all those melee users out there, alright, so we're gonna be comparing the axe, sledgehammer, which are older ones, compared to the machete and the longsword, which are the newer ones. So the axe is gonna have 5 damage per hit, 6.67 attacks per second, surprise damage is 25. Sledgehammers are gonna have 6.65 body damage, attacks per second, 0.58, and surprise damage is 33.25. Alright, newer ones, that machete. So machete is gonna have 4.13 damage per hit, 0.76 attacks per second, which is faster than everything else, but it has that lower damage than an axe and sledgehammer, and surprise damage is going to be 28.63. Last but not least, the longsword. So what I noticed here is that there's no common variant for the longsword. It keeps the price up, which is very interesting, and I like that addition to that. So body damage is going to have 6 body damage per hit, attacks per second is going to be 0.67, and surprise damage is going to be 30. So alright, we'll do an overall comparison. So the sledgehammer is definitely going to have more damage per hit. The surprise damage is going to be a little bit more than the longsword, but the attack speed is what's going to be getting you. So if you're trying to use a sledgehammer, then you got to get a higher attack speed, and the axe is going to be that in between that machete and that longsword. So the axe has a quicker attack speed than that longsword, but the machete has a pretty fast attack speed. It's 0.76, but the damage is going to be lower. That longsword is going to be less damage than that sledgehammer, but the attack speed's faster and surprise damage is lower than a sledgehammer, but it's still a good overall nice weapon to have because you're not limited to the that attack speed of a sledgehammer. So I think these are pretty good additions to the game, definitely. Alright, next we're gonna be going into pistols. So we're gonna be comparing the Lock 17 and the Python to the new weapons. The Lock 17 is gonna have 3 damage per hit, 1.33 attacks per second, headshot damage is gonna be 6, and clip size 15. Python, my favorite at the moment, body damage is gonna be 4, attacks per second is 1, clip size is 6, and headshot damage is a 10. Alright, going down to these new weapons. So the Beta 8000 is gonna have 4 damage per hit, 1.33 attacks per second. So this is a like a normal pistol, so it shoot faster than a revolver. Clip size is 11, headshot damage is 8. I mean, it's a solid weapon for a level 20. So next is gonna be that step up. So the Lock 31. So Lock 31 is gonna have 4 body damage per hit, comparable to that that Beta 8000. It's gonna have the same attack speed, 1.33. but that clip size is going to be higher. Clip size is going to be 4 rounds higher at 15 rounds per clip, and the headshot damage is going to stay the same. And last but definitely not least, the Webster. So from the looks of it, it's definitely a revolver as well. So body damage is going to be a 5, attacks per second is a 1. It's going to be using that 38 special, so that's pretty interesting. Clip size is going to be 6, and that headshot damage is going to be 12.5. So it's a whopping 12.5 pretty much, because this thing is higher than the Python, it's higher than the Lock 31. This is definitely a monster of a pistol here, and for level 30 you would expect nothing different. Alright, next we're going into rifles. Alright, so I'm not really a big rifle guy, but we're going to be comparing the Infield M1 Grand as the base, and then we're going to be comparing it to the obviously the new weapons. So we got the Dragon SV and the M14. So Infield is going to have 4.5 body damage, 1 attack per second, headshot damage 13.5, and a clip size of 10. And then a step up from that is going to be that M1 Grand. So M1 Grand is going to have 4.5 damage per second, 1 shot per second, clip size is going to be 8, and a 13.5 headshot damage. So these are pretty similar. The only difference here between these two is going to be that reload time. So the reload time is going to be 2.5 seconds, but you're gonna have a lower clip size. Alright, so next up is gonna be the Dragon SV. Dragon SV has a common variant, just like what we've seen before. The second highest level weapon is gonna have a common variant. So the Dragon SV is gonna be sharing that damage. Body damage per hit is gonna be 4.5, attacks per second is gonna be 1, reload time is gonna be 2.5, so it's definitely the same as the M1 Grand, and the clip size is gonna be 15. So it's pretty much like a higher level M1 Grand what we're seeing here. So I would say this is definitely worth it, especially for 150 bucks. That's not bad at all. Alright, next is gonna be the M14. So M14 is going to have 4.5 damage per hit. It's going to have 1 attack per second. Clip size is going to be 20. Headshot damage is going to be 13.5. So 13.5 compared to that Dragon SV it's gonna be the same. Compared to the M1 Grand, it's gonna be the same. And compared to the infield, it's gonna be the same. So they all share the headshot damage. I'm not really sure what the big deal is. I think they should be getting a buff. The only difference between everything is that clip size. That's kind of bull. For all those rifle users out there, you pretty much got screwed. All right, next we're going to the shotguns. Getting a little bit more interesting here. So we got quite a few of them as well. All right, let's go ahead and start it off. So this is a very varied kind of weapon. So these both use 12 gauge. That's pretty nice. All right, so I guess we're comparing it to the Washington. So Washington and level 5, obviously. It's really not much. The only difference here between the Manberg is that clip size. That's really weird. But body damage is going to be 6. Attacks per second is going to be 1. Headshot damage is going to be 12. And the only difference is that clip size is going to be 3 shots more. Alright, so let's see. Do the Chesterfield have similar? Yep, so Chesterfield and the Manberg 590 are very similar as well. So body damage per hit is going to be 9.04. Clip size is 3 shots more. Not much interesting going on here as well. Kind of sad, but it's whatever. And I guess they both share a headshot damage of 18. Next is going to be the Machete and 4. And it's going to be going up against the Spaz 12. Body damage per hit is going to be 9. Attacks per second is going to be 1. Headshot damage is going to be 18. Only difference is going to be 1 shot more in the clip size. So clip size for the Spaz 12 is 8. Machete and 4 is 7. That's kind of sad. Alright, next. We all been waiting for the Sawn-Off versus the Manberg. Alright, so the Sawn-Off is going to have a whopping 13.56 damage per hit, 1 attack per second, clip size of 2, headshot damage is a nasty 27. Up here we have the Manberg 590 mic. So this is going to have a body damage of 9, clip size of 20. Oh man, 20 shots for this thing? That's wild. Headshot damage of 18, attacks per second is 1. So pretty much the Sawn-Off is still on its own level. We can compare the Manberg 590 mic. I guess it's going to be compared to the Spaz 12. So compared to the Spaz 12, pretty much the only difference is going to be, I guess it's going to be the clip size. It's going to have a 2.2 times more capacity. And that's pretty underwhelming if you ask me. But overall, the shotguns are pretty linear in terms of increases. So there's really not much to compare here. Unfortunately, the shotguns are getting kind of screwed as well. But yeah, it's definitely looking like the Manberg 590 mic is going to be a good choice if you're trying to stay with a Spaz 12 type build, but you want more rounds. So that's pretty nice. But the Sawn-Off is definitely an option. It's definitely a better option if you're trying to kill bosses and stuff. Alright, next we're going to be going into submachine guns. So from what I've seen before, the submachine guns are kind of sharing the same story here. So we have the Lanchester and we have the Mac 11. So from the looks of it, the Mac 11 and Lanchester don't have common variants. I don't know that for sure, but we're going to be comparing it pretty much to the HK because everything else is kind of the same thing. Let's start off with the HK. So the HK is going to have a body damage of 2.25, attacks per second is going to be 10, headshot damage is going to be 4.5. They use 9mm. And clip size is 30. Going on to the Lanchester, that's gonna have a body damage of 2.25. Attacks is gonna be 10. Now it uses 9mm. Clip size is 50. Headshot damage is gonna be 4.5. So pretty much, yes, there's not much different here unless I guess from the clip size, which the clip size is crazy. It's 50 bullets per clip. That's wild. Alright, next, that Mac 11. Right here, we're going to have a body damage of 3. I mean, that's pretty good. And then attacks second, it's going to be 10. It uses the 38 special. Reload time is 2.25. Clip is 16. So there's definitely some trade-off here. It's only 16 bullets per clip, but it has a increased headshot damage. So this one has 6 for the Mac 11. Lanchester only has 4.5. So I would say this is a pretty nice bossing type of weapon here. Not bad at all, but definitely it leaves stuff to be wanted. That's gonna be it for this video. I just wanted to do like a quick comparison for you guys. I don't think anyone's done like an in-depth analysis yet, but yeah, guys, definitely like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Peace.